At Forrester, Steffi declares to her parents that Hope is done. Ridge asks if it could be a misreading. Steffi asks, a misreading? I just walked in on her in lingerie on top of my hubby. She saw it with her own eyes. So crazy. Sure fired her, and she's really going to need her father's support. Steffi's sick of this. The Logans have attacked their family for times. She can no longer work with Hope. It's either her or me. In the design office, Hope is pacing when Katie walks by and asks if she's alright. Hope says, not really. Katie asks what happened. Hope says Steffi fired her. Katie declares this to be ridiculous. She's sure this won't stand. Hope's not so sure. Katie insists that once Ridge hears about this, it'll each be sorted. Everything's going to be okay. Katie finds out Hope was on top of Finn when Steffi walked by and moans, "Oh, Hope." Hope demurs that it's a total misreading. She hasn't allowed about Finn in that way in a while. Katie muses that Steffi easily doesn't believe her, but firing her is so extreme. It was easily an accident. Katie vows she'll do anything she can to help Hope, who thinks she needs to handle it herself. Katie is sure Steffi will settle down and realize Finn was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They clinch. Katie has a lunch to get to, and tells Hope she loves her as she leaves. At a cafe, Carter thanks Eric for meeting with him. Eric gathers this is about his ideas for Forrester Creations. He gave him a lot to suppose about. Eric thinks it's a daunting dream. Carter insists they're completely able of executing his plan. He just hopes he knows how married he's to Forrester. They establish their collective respect. Eric also tells Carter that his plan for the company is intimidating. Carter concedes that change can be delicate, but he's certain it's what Forrester needs. Carter tells Eric he has his eye on several low-threat companies that would be a good fit. Eric says none of this feels low-threat to him. Carter chuckles and Eric questions where they'd get the plutocrat. They'd have to take out loans, wouldn't they? Carter says yes. Eric stands. His company has no way been in debt a day in its life. You want to risk all of that. You want to risk Forrester's whole character and everything we've fulfilled, just to make some further plutocrat? He thinks all of this loses sight of what Forrester Creations really is. In the main office, Ridge gets that Steffi is frustrated. Taylor says this goes beyond frustration. This is inferior jest. That reminds her of Brooke, and has to have consequences. She's saying it's fully inferior as Hope walks in. Steffi tells her they're done with her defenses. Hope insists it's an innocent misreading. She didn't know Finn was going to be their moment. She has respect for Steffi and her marriage. Steffi says she spoke to her father and he agrees. You're done, Hope. Gone from Forrester Creations. Hope says she wasn't trying to betray Finn. Steffi counters that she was trying to betray someone, and invites Hope to give her a name. Hope demurs that she didn't indeed know Finn was going to be their moment. How could she know she'd forget commodity at home? Taylor says Steffi saw her in her lingerie on top of Finn. Hope says she's a klutz. Steffi thinks this sounds like scrap because it is. Shame on you. Shame on you for putting Finn in that position. She's lost her honor of coming there every day, and they're no longer supporting Hope for the future. You're a fake. You're a fraud. You're just another slut from the Vale. She orders her to leave incontinently. Hope says this is outrageous. She tells Steffi she shan't fire her. Steffi says the hell she shan't. Her father is backing her up. Charlie arrives and Steffi tells him to companion Hope from the property and to take her emblem. Hope is no longer allowed to step bottom in Forrester Creations again. Hope pleads, Steffi, you haven't allowed this through. She turns to Ridge and tells him this is Steffi's instability talking. I didn't do anything. Ridge says she has to go. It's for the stylish. Hope pleads. Ridge repeats that she has to go. At the cafe, Eric tells Carter that Forrester is a fashion house. He appreciates the hard work it took to put this together, but they need to concentrate on what they do stylish and not get in over their heads. Just also, Carter gets a textbook and rushes off. At Forrester, Charlie tells Hope, let's go. Hope can't believe they're actually doing this. Charlie opens the door and they walk out into the corridor, where the models are having a little birthday party. Hope tells the girls she's being attended out of the structure. She smothers that she grew over there. This is part of her heritage too. She and her mama helped make this business alongside her. Hope tells Steffi that her opinion of her means nothing. I'm a Logan, and I'm proud to be a Logan, and that's commodity that indeed your cherished grandmother Stephanie accepted in the end. Or have you forgotten? Ridge tells Hope it's time to go. The models brute as Charlie walks Hope to the elevator. Ridge and Steffi watch her progeny in. Steffi says, "Goodbye, Hope. The door's near." Ridge tells the models to get back to work. Taylor says that was hard to watch, but it had to be done. Steffi says Hope gave them no choice. She thanks her pater for supporting her. Outside, Hope is relieved when Carter pulls up. She cries, "Steffi fired me. She ended my line. No Bone stopped her. They said I had to leave the structure. Can you please just get me out of then?" Carter says he's got her. "It's going to be okay, alright?" She nods. Suddenly they're kissing. Carter looks up at the Forrester Creations totem and smothers. Carter will speed Hope down from Forrester Creations like he promised, but he'll still have questions about how Steffi wound up firing her. Hope will ultimately unmask the whole unattractive story, so Carter will cloud over Steffi replying so roughly to this misreading with Finn in the design office. Steffi went as far as calling Charlie to companion Hope out of the structure. And also Hope had to face the demotion of walking history all the birthday party girls in the corridor. Since Ridge supported Steffi's decision to get relief of Hope at Forrester Creations, that'll give Carter another reason to lash out. Carter is easily feeling revengeful, so our prognostications point to a vengeance plot passing soon enough. Over with Brooke Logan, she'll face some jaw-dropping news. When Brooke learns Hope was fired and thrown out of the Forrester structure, she'll wonder what in the world could have justified all that. Still, Ridge will work to justify Steffi's choice and will bear how Hope's temptation of Finn set this in stir. Steffi couldn't stand by and let Hope discourteousness her marriage again, so she felt the need to take nippy and drastic action. Since Hope claimed effects weren't as they sounded, Brooke will back her up on that. Especially since she knows about Hope's rearmost relaxation with Carter. Brooke just wouldn't suppose it makes sense for Hope to hurl herself at Finn in lingerie under the circumstances. Whether Brooke divulges Hope's involvement with Carter or not, she's going to view Ridge's part in all this as a serious treason. Brooke will feel like Ridge should have stood up for her son, but he'll counter that he'd to stand up for his own. Ridge will rant about Hope's jest and act like commodity had to be done, but Brooke will maintain that he's wrong about what went down. Brooke will feel confident this was a misreading like Hope said, but Ridge will continue to have Steffi's back. Brooke and Ridge will blow up at each other.